every week, so the FedEx guy at my house knows my name, my children's names, my sleep schedule, my wardrobe, bring me the latest cool gadgets, I review them, and then I never really have to send them back, which is the sad part. But it does put me in a really good place to sort of see the next wave in consumer gadgets, and increasingly we find that those are intersecting with your business, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I thought that slide was really cool. I found it on Google Images. I thought that it would suggest impacts and dramatic change, and now it's just a cover of Dianetics. Anyway, put another way, I challenge myself to answer this question because electronics in medicine is such an enormous topic. We could be here all day, but I wanted to focus on one specific question: could the iPhone save your life? So that's tiny snapshot of the big picture, and obviously the answer is yes. I don't know if you read this article from last year, but this guy was golfing, and a projectile golf ball from a partner hit him in the chest at 120 miles an hour, and happened to strike the iPhone in his breast pocket, and it saved his life. So yes, clearly the iPhone can save your life. And with a little additional work, work with Google and Photoshop, you can find other examples. If you look at the inset in the lower left, you'll see that this one was very clearly totally saved your life. And if the resolution weren't so different between the photo and my pasted job, you might actually be convinced that were real. Okay, but seriously, folks, there's an enormous potential in the iPhone. I don't just mean the iPhone, of course. I mean app phones like the iPhone, so Android phones, Windows Phone 7, Palm Pre, BlackBerry touchscreen, and things. People often say, oh, the iPhone is basically somewhere in between a cell phone and a laptop, which I think is crazy. I think we're greatly underestimating what the app phone is. If you think about it, what's in there? There's a touch screen, there's a microphone and speakers, there's all these sensors. There's a tilt sensor, a proximity sensor, it knows how close it is to your head, a light sensor that adjusts according to the light of the room to get brighter or dimmer. There's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. There's 10 antennas in this when we add up the 4 GSM antennas and all those other ones. There's input and output for audio and video, GPS, gyroscope, compass. Sorry, your laptop does not have a compass in it. So when you add all that up, really, the app phone is a third leg of the stool. It's a totally different category. And this is really profound because programmers who write the apps for these things can tap into all those sensors, all that equipment with their apps and come up with entirely new concepts for software that had never existed before. I mean, you know as well as I do, there's 300,000 apps on the iTunes App Store. Here's a classic example. This is one of my favorites. And again, this is something that could not exist on your laptop. This is Ocarina. It's a $1 app. It was written by a music teacher in California. He sold 1.5 million copies the first 6 months, became a millionaire overnight. It's like, what are we all doing here? The concept is that the ocarina is a classical South American wind instrument, and he recreated it on the iPhone. You blow into the holes that are depicted on the screen. Sorry, you blow into the microphone, and you finger the holes that are depicted on the screen. And you actually learn to play. And there are 2,500 pieces of ocarina sheet music floating around the web. It's unbelievable. It's a phenomenon. You find these kids putting YouTube videos of their ocarina performances. This is a movie from, we need the audio, Stairway to Heaven. No, that's not very I don't know what that guy's doing. Oh, great, you got exercise. Here, yeah. Now I've got that together. There we go. You can get that download. It's not a And the really amazing thing is you tap this little globe icon, and you see this sort of Google Earth. Yeah, you all just lean forward. You get this sort of Google Earth effect, and it picks one of those 1.5 million people, and you listen in. Okay, you suck! Okay, so this is obviously someone from California who's not very good. But I hit the next arrow, and the globe spins. Okay, here we go. Someone from Asia. You hear these little 3-year-olds doing Flight of the Bumblebee. It's amazing. Clearly a Japanese folk song. And so it's just amazing. We're listening in to these people around the world. Yeah, keep at it. So, the way I see it, if everyone had Ocarina, there would be no more wars. It's like, you can't play the F-sharp either. We're all brothers under the skin. Anyway, just completely amazing. And none of that would be possible on any other gadget that's ever existed in history. So the guy who wrote this, the music professor, he becomes a millionaire. It's a huge hit. So what does he do for an encore? He writes an app called I Am T-Pain, which is an auto-tuning app. Auto-tune is a music processing effect that's used by Britney Spears and Taylor Swift and all the other pop stars. It tunes you up when you sing. It corrects your pitch. And when turned to the extreme, you get this unique, distinctive, clicky sound made famous by that Cher song, love after love. Where it clicks her from one note to the next. And now you can auto-tune yourself. You sing into the microphone and you hear yourself auto-tune through the earbuds, and then you give you music to sing to. And there's this rapper, talk about the cultural effects of technology. So this University of California writes the app, becomes a millionaire, becomes a hit, affects this guy from New Jersey who's an unemployed musician who becomes a hit rap star purely based on overuse of autotune. His name is T-Pain, and all of his rap songs are auto-tuned to the hill. That's how he became famous. That gets on Jimmy Kimmel, who has T-Pain make a funny video where auto-tunes Obama. So,
Mr. President, what would your health plan do for America?
It provides health insurance to people who don't have it.
Well, that sounds good, Mr. President, but I tell you what, could sound a whole lot better. Anything?
Basically, we got 80% agreement.
We got 80% agreement.
The 47 million Americans who don't have any health insurance at all. I'm not the first president to take out this cost, but I am determined to be the last. Determined to be the last. Doctors, patients, hospitals, ways to make your money. Healthcare, Medicare, pharmaceutical industry, diabetes. Food and nutrition. When you're not busy, not God bless you. May God bless you.
So to continue that cultural techno ripple, it ends up with me showing you the video of Jimmy Kimmel of T-Pain at your conference. So it's like ripples in a pond. Anyway, so I asked my Twitter followers to recommend the coolest medical apps to show you. And it turns out there are an astonishing number of them. Medical apps are the third fastest growing category on the iTunes Store. I'll cover all of these today. This is 1/7 of the list of medical apps that are on the App Store right now. 1/7, and actually I'm not going to wait to the end. So I'm going to focus on a few of them that I thought were particularly cool. There are two categories. There are the ones for the end user, and then there's the ones for the doctors. And so I'll profile a few of each, and maybe you know some of these, and maybe some of you don't, and it'll change your life, and you'll thank me. So here are just a few examples. So jet lag, you plug in where you're traveling to and what your usual bedtime is, and then it comes up instantly with a suggested eating, sleeping, and drinking protocol to minimize jet lag when you get there. UHear is an actual audio test that you can take at home, playing the beeps into your earbuds. SoundGap is an actual hearing aid. It turns the phone into an actual hearing aid that has not only amplification but also a tone processing to clear up voices for your head. And it even has a 10-second replay so that you don't have to keep saying, what's that again? You know, you have it again. So you can sit there tapping away. I read in the Times this amazing article. This woman has ALS and she can't speak, so she spent $8,000 on a cheap Dell to run a piece of software that she can tap icons that help her communicate. The icons convert her taps to speech, like I want bathroom or whatever. And why did it cost $8,000 when we know that a Dell doesn't cost that much? I mean, a Dell like falls out of a box with a Cracker Jack these days. And the answer is that the insurance company was not willing to pay for a computer that could be used for other functions besides the speech function. So the computer had to be custom disabled by a systems integrator to remove any capacity to go onto the internet or to run any software except this one. So she wound up paying 20 times the price of a regular PC so that it could be stripped down for the benefit of users. It's insane. So then, the point is, last year, she found an iPhone app that does the same thing. So she got an iPad Touch for $200 and wound up getting this app that does exactly the same thing on the phone. And now it's actually portable.
Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Not okay.
And then you can save up these frequently used utterances.
Quick sense. I need apple juice.
That save you a lot of time. So consumers are taking healthcare into their own hands and changing the world. Here's another one. You might laugh, but this one is very popular on the App Store. Basically, when the woman gets a period, she clicks the green button, records the dates, and then this thing is going to tell you when your next period is. And you can also tap off how you feel. What your mood is. That's pretty amazing. But not as amazing as this. It communicates wirelessly. So that's what we're showing when your next one's going to be. It communicates wirelessly with this.